How to upload a video to YouTube the right way. If you want to upload a video to YouTube, just pretty quickly, but there are a few main areas that you really have to make sure you're doing the right way to get the best possible results for your video. Now, the first thing you want to do, it doesn't matter which page you're on YouTube, count page, just search page, video page, doesn't matter. You'll always have this upload link up here, at least in this current version of the YouTube layout. So first just click on the upload link. Now you have two options here. You can either drag and drop a video file into this area, or you can just click on it, and when you find your video file that you want to upload, just double click it or click it and click open. Now on this screen, you'll see up here, you get a progress bar of how fast your video is uploading. During this time, it's definitely suggested to take advantage of it and to actually fill in some of the other areas here, so you don't have to do it later. So the first one is your title here. So mine's already populated from the video file, but if you don't have one, obviously make sure to describe your video in a correct way, in a relevant way to your video itself. Don't try to spam it with anything. Just put exactly what your video is about. In the description, so you're not going to want to put the exact same thing. I'm just going to put in something there right now. But in the description, it's really highly advisable to actually describe a little bit what your video is about, or maybe even put in the transcript of what your video is, what you talk about in your video. And moving into the tags section, so I'm not going to fill it up right now, but first thing is to make sure to put the title in your tag, and then put a few other closely relevant tags to what your video is about. Really make sure that, again, that it has very much relevance to the content of the video itself, and you're not inserting spammy keywords or anything like that, because that's definitely frowned upon by YouTube's search engine. You do have some suggested tags here as well. So, for example, this is a video about Netflix, and here there's suggested tag about Netflix. So if you feel that's close enough and relevant enough, and it's a term that people will search for example, then go ahead and you can try putting that in your tags. You have a whole bunch of tags that you can put in here. So try to put as many as you can without losing focus of the relevance part. Down here, your video thumbnails. So you have the option of setting thumbnail. You can also click and just put a custom thumbnail if you have one ready, and you can see here the maximum file size is 2 megabytes. So I'm just going to leave this for now. You can come back after and do that. One thing that's very important to keep in mind this whole time when you're uploading the video is to keep it in private. If you have it automatically set to public, unless you're totally fine with your video just getting uploaded, and you're just taking a few minutes to fill in all these areas, then go ahead and do it public. But unless you want to first make sure you have the right thumbnail, you want to make sure you have the right tags and description and everything, it's best to just first keep it in private, and then afterwards you can go ahead and put it public. One other area here is you can actually add to a playlist right off the bat. So for example, I have a Netflix playlist, so I'm just gonna tell it to go to that one. Monetization, straightforward. If you have AdSense and monetization capabilities enabled, then go ahead and enable that. And if not, then and especially sometimes you may not want to monetize a video, so just make sure to click off that in that area. Category, choose the most appropriate category for your video. Your video location, if you want, it's not, you don't absolutely need to do it, but if you would like to notify them where the video was taken, you can do that. Select it. Video language, so if it's in English, just keep it in English. If you want to change it, this is where you can do that. Recording date, another optional one. So if you want to let them know which day it was recorded on, this is where you can do that. few other, a few other options here. Um, if you want to allow the comments, here's where you can allow them or disallow them. Um, some rights ownership. I mean, this is all stuff that is a little bit bigger conversation than just a quick video, but if you haven't taken any copyrighted video, you can just keep the standard YouTube license. If you have, you should really look into, especially here, the caption certification and what you should be notifying depending on what type of content you've taken. But if it's all original content, you really don't have to worry about this stuff too much. So one other here is syndication. It is definitely advisable to have it syndicated everywhere, not just on monetized platforms. But if for whatever reason you have a use for only monetized platforms, and this is where you can change that. And then if you don't want to allow embedding for whatever reason, you can check it off here. Notify subscribers. Again, if you have a big base of subscribers and you want them to see your video right away, keep that checked. If for whatever reason you don't, that's where you take it off. If you have age-restricted content, this is where you can check that that age restriction should be on. Now, once you feel comfortable, after having filled in whatever you would like to fill in here, you just click on done. And so the video is now ready. So you can go open a new tab. See here, it's still in private, but because this is my own account, I can actually see this, and so you will be able to see your video playing without it actually still being live. And once that's done, you can just go back to your video manager, you can click it here, and then continue to edit it. And once you're ready, you just set it to public on the editing screen that you'll see there. So if you can just go here, for example, phone settings, you see a very, very similar looking screen to what we just saw before. Here you can now upload the thumbnail from here, and this is the area where you can set it to public or private. Otherwise, everything is very, very similar to what we just saw: monetization, advanced settings. That's it. That is how to upload a video to YouTube the right way. If this helped you, please give it a like. Let me know by commenting below. And don't forget to subscribe for more how-to instructional videos.